coming in tonight. 5-10, 2-4 overall in the conference. And they've been losers 6 out of the last 7 times they've played here at the Gates Center. And Steve Belfsford joining me now. Steve, it's a good team to get off against this losing streak with.
That's right. Kentucky State has never beaten IPFW. They're 0-7 in conference play, 2-10 overall. IPFW coming off a tough loss at home Thursday to Bellarmine, the conference leader. They lost 64-61. Once again, the Lady Dons in most every ball game, but sometimes fade at the end. They hope to have their legs all the way tonight.
That's right. IPFW has lost 7 games by 5 points or fewer, and of course a 3-point loss Thursday. Well, it's a good team. Kentucky State coming in 0-7 in the conference, shooting only 36% from the field. They're going to start 5 underclassmen, 3 sophomores, 2 freshmen. Leslie Gates is their center, 6'0". She's the only player averaging over 10 points a game for Kentucky State. Once again, this is tailor-made for IPFW to get out of the streak here.
That's right. Dawn Dressler's been leading them in conference action. Michelle Conley leads the conference in free throw shooting. Kim Recker, the leading scorer overall. And Amy Perkins playing almost every minute at guard. So we hope to have a good ball game tonight.
Okay, we're going to go upstairs and have the starting lineups for you in just a moment. We'll be back right after this brief timeout. Welcome back to the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Just about ready for tip-off. We'll set the starting lineups for you quickly. For IPFW, number 54 is Kim Recker. She's going to be at the center position. Jumping for IPFW, number 10, that's Michelle Conley. Number 22, Dawn Dressler. 23, Lindy Jones. And number 12, Amy Perkins. We'll get to Kentucky State as soon as possible, and they win the tip. Add on top now, that's 23. Leslie Hay, she's a freshman guard. Again, starting 2 freshmen, 3 sophomores tonight in the lineup for Kentucky State. Down low, 45 has the ball now outside to 50. Sandra Thomas inside. Rebounded out of there by Lindy Jones.
45, Leslie Gates, the leading scorer for the Lady Thoroughbreds, averaging about 10 a game.
Dressler pops open off the screen, put back, doesn't go. Conley blocked out of there. Gates with a block, coming back the other way. Thomas now. Back out top, swings it around, looking inside. Gates not open. First turnover of the game for Kentucky State. Amy Perkins bringing the ball up. Talked about in the pregame, she is averaging over 39 minutes of contest. The last 5 games in the Great Lakes Valley.
Boy, Michelle wide open on that drive.
Kentucky State opening in a man-to-man defense. That time Conley able to swing loose underneath. This does, Steve, look like a very young team. 2 turnovers now in a row for Kentucky State.
It's like a team looking for any kind of success.
And that's not bad news. Sandra Thomas already limping. There's only 7 players dressed for tonight for Kentucky State. Turnover right back. Dressler. 24 the lay-in. That's Maury Harvey. Kentucky State's first basket, it ties it up at 2-2. Perkins inside, drives baseline. Picks up the foul. We're going to have a substitution coming in now for Kentucky State.
And that foul on Angela Johnson, her first foul in the game.
That is Leslie Hay, number 23, coming out rather. Into the contest now, Valerie West.
West, the usual starter for the Thoroughbreds. Maury Arby got a surprise start tonight. We don't have much information on her. They don't even have where she's from listed on the program as Perkins hits a free throw.
That foul, by the way, Kentucky State's first on number 35, Angela Johnson. Inbounding the ball, that is Cassandra Thomas, number 50. Valerie West, number 12, in there. 35 with the shot and the miss. That's Angela Johnson. And we'll try and keep you updated on the names. Long entry pass there to Jones, picking up the foul that time. Johnson, team second. Jones will go to the line for 2.
Johnson picking up a second.
IPFW 6-0 against this team.
Looked like Lindy had the easy shot and decided to try to draw the foul at the same time. Couldn't get the basket though, although she hits the first free throw.
Jones coming into the contest averaging 11 points a game. Misses the second, 5-2 lead. Connolly picks up a cheap foul.
Her first on IPFW.
Well, just underway in this contest, a little over 2 minutes in. IPFW up 5-2. First of a doubleheader tonight. The men follow at 8 o'clock. That'll be Charles Washington, Randy Schiffman. Time 18-footer baseline, good by Johnson. She's got both buckets. For Kentucky State, cuts the gap to 1-5-4 now. IPFW. Perkins works it over the timeline. Kentucky State still in man. Jones pops from the outside, doesn't go. Johnson pulls down the board. This is number 12, Valerie West, quickly down court. IPFW man-to-man defense.
Nice steal by Rucker.
Third turnover for Kentucky State. Dressler shut off the baseline. Out top to Jones. Inside, Conley can't handle it. Now outside to West. Johnson with a step, pulls it back outside. West. That's Harvey. Hits the side of the backboard. Sort of indicative of the poor shooting they've experienced. Perkins with a steal, gonna go coast to coast with it. Pulls up.
Lets the blew the layup, but Michelle Conley
there for the cleanup. Still can't put it down. That time good speed by Kentucky State. Perkins had a step and a half on the defender there. Had to pull up and lay the chippy in. Couldn't get it, and Conley missed 2 fouls but did draw the foul.
Michelle leads the conference in free throw shooting, so these should be good. That's Michelle's 3rd point of the evening. And Amy Hogan's getting set to come in off the bench.
Conley gets them both. She's heading at an 82% clip coming into tonight's contest for a 7-4 lead now. Hogan is in. Lindy Jones is taking a rest. Little half-court press by IPFW. Kentucky State breaks now. Resets against the man. That's Gates. Wild shot almost goes. Rebounded out by Dressler. Conley over to Dressler. Good look, and Dressler converts.
Nice cross-court pass.
Dressler's first bucket of the game puts the lead up to 5 now, 9-4. Kentucky State bombing away, misses. Conley pulls out the board. Quick offense by Kentucky State that time. One pass and a shot right away. I mentioned earlier, don't want to belabor the point. They're only shooting 36% from the field. Hogan that time picks up the loose ball, gets fouled on the shot. She's going to have 2. Took up the foul call right here.
On number 40, or 50 that is, Cassandra Thomas, her first foul.
Already Kentucky State really only has 6 players now. As Leslie Hayes on the sideline getting her leg worked on. Already the 14th foul, and IPFW up 9-4 early.
And we have a timeout. The College Cable Access Program Guide provides information about our programming, including IPFW sports telecasts. To receive your free Channel 6 program guide, send your name, address, and zip code to College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne. 46805-1499 the zip code, or you can call us at 481-6582.
There you get a good look at Kentucky State coach. It's Bruce Sams.
It's his first year, and he's looking for his first GLVC win.
Now this is one team finally that has less players dressed than IPFW. We mentioned earlier IPFW is sort of the problem. They really only have a 7-player rotation. Only 8 players dressed tonight. Kim McDonald is a freshman guard out of Logansport. She does not get much playing time, so IPFW really only goes with 7 players. Amy Hogan and Jenny Newhart, both forwards, come in off the bench for IPFW. We mentioned earlier also 14 foul on Kentucky State. They really only have 6 players to work with now. It's Leslie Hayes grimacing in pain. She has her right thigh wrapped. She's trying to walk it off right now. That would be a big problem for Kentucky State. Could conceivably end up playing with only 4 players or less into the game.
Hogan misses the first free one. Amy, the lone senior on the Lady Don squad.
Drops the second. 10-4 lead now for IPFW. It was tied 2-2 at one point. Now IPFW on an 8-2 run. See if Kentucky Shade shows patience this time. They get a shot off before I can squeeze that out. Gates with her first bucket of the game. 10-6 lead now for IPFW. That's Hogan. 3 figures. Conley, top of the key.
6 for Michelle Conley. Off to a good shooting night.
Conley picked up some quick fouls in Thursday night's contest against Bellarmine. Was not able to play the whole contest. That time Gates squeezed inside that time. Record just lost Gates.
She's their leading scorer in that timeout. Obviously, Coach Sams wanted to set some things up to get her the ball inside, and she's done so the last 2 trips down for the Thoroughbreds.
Hogan now up top to Conley, trying to swing inside to Record, knocked away on the break now. Johnson picks the ball back up, misses it, Chippy, and Hogan comes out of there with a board. Now Perkins. Different offensive set this time. Conley swings out from the post. Dressler inside, blocked out of there by Johnson to Conley, puts it back.
Shell with 8 already.
It looks like Johnson of Kentucky State caught an elbow in the nose. Bad look that time. Johnson blocked the ball, but it went right to Conley, and she stuck the 10-footer. Turnover for Kentucky State. Have a substitution now for IPFW. Lindy Jones in, Dawn Dressler coming out. And what a luxury that is already. Lindy Jones has had a rest. The team is still up. Now 14-8. Jones now outside driving lane.
Nice shot. Her third.
16-8 now. I don't know if Jones called glass, but it is good.
I think that was a design play.
Biggest lead of the game. Jones comes up with a steal. Takes it 2-on-2, driving. Draws the foul. That's 5th on Kentucky State, 2nd on Valerie West.
Green, white, green. Foul number 12, Valerie West, her 2nd. The team's 5th.
IPFW may spend a lot of this half shooting 1-on-1 free throws.
Or you can see some of the game plan. IPFW does like to run a lot. They're going to get out on the break whenever they can. That time off the steal, Jones misses the first.
They 1 of 3 from the line. Dressler and Jenny Newhart are going to come in now.
Coming out, Recker and Hogan. Again, it's a substitution pattern IPFW is more than happy to use tonight. Both players getting a nice rest on the bench. Not very often the starters can come out early in the contest. Kentucky State now with a long bomb. Gates pulls out the rebound. Dogged by Jones. Might have called travel. They do. Turnover number 5 for Kentucky State. And a poor shooting team, couple that with turnovers, and you do have a 2-10 record.
Well, I noticed that Kentucky State turns the ball over much more than their opposition. They're out-rebounded, and they have a very poor shooting percentage, and it's evident here tonight.
Jones now inside, too hot for Newhart. 18-footer by Jones, rims. She gets her own board through traffic, thrown by Gates that time on the break now. Harvey's going to pull it back out, swing it. Gates picks up her first foul. That's the team's 6th.
Good block out by Lindy Jones. They're really rushing their shots tonight. The Thoroughbreds are. We just caught the end of that sequence.
It's Dressler to inbounds to Perkins. Conley now looking for someone down in the paint. Swings it back outside to Perkins. Kentucky State moves to a 2-3 zone, perhaps to protect some players from fouls. Jones finds a seam inside, misses, gets the board and the putback. An easy way to pick up another rebound.
6 for Lindy Jones now.
And it's 19-8, biggest lead of the game for IPFW. Just about 9 minutes into this contest. Again, this time no passes down the court. There's Leslie Hay back in the contest. And she picks up team foul number 7. 11:03 IPFW in the 101 rest of the half.
That's her first foul.
Steve, I hope you're keeping track of free throws here, because I think there might be a record set in this half.
We could look for one of those.
Here you see the replay, just a reach in, sort of a tired already reach in foul. She had no chance to strip that ball away across the body of Perkins.
Amy's 3 of 3 in free throws tonight, looking for number 4. Move us out to a 13-point lead.
Whoop. Perkins misses the second. Newhart with the rebound. 3-point play, 22-8 now. IPFW on a mini run. Knocked away that time. Dressler got a hand on it. Whipley up court. Dressler down to Newhart. Spins, puts it off the glass. Pretty play. Back-to-back buckets by Newhart. 24-8 now. IPFW.
Just want to point out that last year the Lady Dons won both of these ball games against Kentucky State by over 50 points.
That time a quick baseline jumper by Hay, and once she gets her hands on the ball, you can pretty much figure that ball's going up. Kim Recker in for Newhart now for IPFW. Jones now going to take it up by herself. Driving all the way off the glass and good. Poor defense by Kentucky State. They can't allow a player to come 3/4 of the court and go unmolested for a layup, but they just did.
Great block out by Kim Recker all the way down as Jones just went around the pick and got free and put it up and in. She's got 8 tonight.
Thomas now over to Johnson. It's Leslie Hay. Gates for 3. Takes some paint off the rim, and Johnson got a hand on it. It's going to be IPFW ball.
Only lady down yet to score is number 54, Kim Recker, team leader. See if the Lady Dons can't get her open for a basket this trip down.
Recker's a 5'11 junior. She comes in averaging 13 points that time. Gates picks up her second foul. Perkins with a good penetration. She's going to the line for 2.
She got hammered there, but a nice open drive to the hoop.
Perkins with a good first step. 2 free throws the result. Hits the second, 5 of 6, now 28 to 10, the biggest lead of the game for IPFW. And it might just get worse here. This is Hay now over to Gates. Swings it over. Arvey now with the ball working baseline. Good move by Arvey off the glass.
4 now for Arvey.
Jones going to go all the way. This time Gates does step in front. Recker retrieves. Now inside Conley. Spins it over. Jones wide open.
Good look.
30-12 IPFW.
Lindy's been all over the court tonight.
At times
Nice
tried
block.
to go all the way with it. Perkins knocks it away. IPFW now substitution. Jenny Newhart coming in for Jones. Newhart, a 6'1" freshman of Woodland, Indiana. Or Woodland High School, rather. Time Recker comes up with a steal and the travel.
Lady Dons continuing to play their in-your-face pressure kind of defense, and the Lady Thoroughbreds just haven't gotten any kind of offensive flow going tonight. Once again, the mark of a team that's 2-10.
Hay drives. Dressler comes out of there with a board.
One and done.
Swings it over that time for a decision by Conley. Newhart.
That's a tough kind of
Hogan.
cross-court pass to make. Although, looks like Amy went for the ball or on a cut, and the ball went sailing where she was.
That is one way to beat a zone, but another way is to swing it around the perimeter quickly also instead of just the skip pass. It's not as dangerous. Worked around that time, knocked out by Recker. Kentucky State ball. And another substitution for IPFW. This is Newhart now. Coming in. Hogan is number 44. I got them mixed up. They're both in the contest now. This is Gates against Hogan. She gets it, and she's been a consistent scoring option. They really should go to her more often down in the paint.
One thing the Lady Dons are trying to do is deny her the ball inside, and they've been able to do that pretty much.
Perkins now. This is Dressler. Wide open, nails it. 32-14 IPFW.
It's 4 for Dawn, who's been leading the team in scoring in conference play.
This is Johnson now looking. Thomas turned her back. Right now we see 2 Kentucky State players trailing the play. 5 PFW players in the forecourt. That time missed by Newhart. Coming back the other way.
Newhart got the pass just a little too late on that fast break.
Right now this Kentucky State team very tired. Players walking up court behind an offensive break by IPFW. That does not bode well for the second half. Most of these players are going to play all 40 minutes. Hay picks up the dribble now. West has it out on top. And defense by IPFW. Hay loads up from 3. Hogan pulls out the board. Now Perkins looking to rush. Wrestler out on top. Now Hogan swings it left, intercepted by Hay. 1-on-2. Hay pulls up, misses.
And a foul on the Thoroughbreds. Again, Harvey disagrees.
Again, it's going to be a problem coming down the stretch.
Lady Dons have only committed 1 foul so far, with only 6:21 left to go in the half. And on the other side of the coin, they've been shooting free throws left and right.
Didn't really catch a good look at that foul. I guess Harvey got tagged with a reach in there. That is her first, though.
Her complaint was Kim Recker came over her back.
Perkins misses the front end. Kentucky State controls. West now working on a 3-on-5. Another Kentucky State turnover. And this is just going to be a learning year for all involved out there on the floor for the green and yellow.
There's the first bucket for Kim Recker.
Kim Recker picks up her first 2. Lindy Jones has 10 for IPFW as they lead by 20. 34-14. There's about 5.5 to go. Perkins gets a hand in there, comes up with a steal. Now Jones on the wing. Gets the bounce pass off the glass.
Right. Woo! Very nice.
Time Perkins picked her up just over half court. Knew she was there the whole time. Drew the defense to her. For the easy lay-in. Now Gates that time.
Newhart on the foul.
Kentucky State, it's a deal. Whoever has the ball is going to get a first option to shoot the basket. At the basket now. Kim McDonald, the freshman, 5'7" out of Logansport, getting some playing time. She doesn't normally see that much time.
And we'll have a timeout instead.
I want to let you know about this. We'll take a break right now. 36-14, 5:19 to go in the first half. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
How can you find out when lightning may strike? And how do you count the fish in the sea? How can you tell if a child is growing normally, if baseball is getting better, or traffic is getting worse? How do you know about stock market trends, the risk of cholesterol, the history of witchcraft, or the future of spacecraft? With statistics, that's how. And how can you find out about statistics? With the new Statistics series, Against All Odds.
Where do you turn to find help for an elderly person you love? Call the Elder Care Locator at 1-800-677-1116.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, the first of a doubleheader tonight. IPFW versus Kentucky State. The girls play first. Should mention, it should really say the women, and then The men to follow at 8 o'clock.
Gates has 6 points so far tonight. On the season, only about a 57% shooter at the line.
Steve Brailsford Jinx once again working.
Well, she should make the first and miss the second. See,
just barely rimming off. Jones pulls out the board. And now Jones inside. Gates in the air, pulls back, and Jones sticks another one. Jones has 14. I think she has a 27 as a career high. I have to check on that. Quickly back the other way. A miss. Gates comes out of there with a board. Might have been in the lane for 3 seconds, but puts it down. Gates now has 9, the leading scorer for Kentucky State. 38-17 IPFW. This is McDonald, the freshman. Doesn't normally play that much. Almost gets inside bucket to drop. Now Kentucky State breaking up. Hayes going to pull it up. This is Thomas now inside, too high for Gates. Going to have some more substitutions. IPFW. Michelle Conley coming in for Newhart and Perkins coming in for McDonald. Now this is Jones driving in the paint. Pretty pullback.
16.
That time showed the ball, brought it back down.
Well, she's getting a big head of steam out at the top of the key, and no one's challenging her until she gets well into the lane, and by that time she's shooting.
Could be due to a couple factors. Notice Kentucky State is lagging up and down the floor a little bit behind the play, and the fact that they are already in early foul trouble. They don't have the players or the depth really inside to give up fouls. That's West inside off the baseline. Perkins comes out of there with a tip. Now Recker controls. Perkins with it behind the back, and a cheap and not really an intelligent foul there on Hay.
Should be her second foul.
I don't think Perkins was going to hit that 60-footer.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of point in committing the foul way back there.
Perkins on the line, 1 and 1.
Is it 5 of 7 free throws tonight? 6 of 8 now. As we mentioned, she's the spark plug for this team. The point guard, been playing a lot of minutes, averaging over 39 the last 6 games rather. Out of a possible 40. Did get a break a little earlier tonight. So she probably will not maintain that average of 39. This time Jones with a steal. That time felt the pressure. Another lay-in. 16 or 18 now. That's 18 points now for Lindy.
18 points for Lindy Jones. We'll have to check on her career high. I believe it is 27. Only a freshman out of Belmont.
Oh, nice pass, intercept. Kim Recker saw that one coming a mile away.
Perkins inside feed to Jones. She has the bucket. 20 points. She can't miss.
Pass the ball to Lindy Jones. It'll be an assist. 3 substitutions coming for the Lady Dons. So now up by nearly 30 points.
Jones' career high is 27. She scored that the first game of the season against Taylor. Already on track. Have to check on records to see how many points and a half Lady Don has scored. 2:24 left. Jones going to take a break right now. Probably will end up with 20 in the first half. Into the contest now is Kim McDonald. 46-17. IPFW out on top, just over 2 minutes remaining. It was tied at one time at 2-2. Since then, Kentucky State has been very impatient on the offensive end. Been playing a sort of I don't know if you call it an Ole defense, but there goes the player just. IPFW numerous opportunities inside, stroking the three from outside. That's Arby. 46-20 now.
She was a couple steps behind the three-point line as well.
This is Conley with pressure. Gives it off to McDonald. Shot clock not coming into play too much tonight. McDonald throws it away. It's going to be Kentucky State ball. That's about the farthest I've seen it run down. That time the clock got down to 11.
Looked like I'm not sure who she was passing the ball to. Dressler was down there, and I think
just didn't cut to the basket. This is Johnson. Harvey now, who just hit the three-pointer. Off to Hay. Rimming and no good. Newhart pulls it out. Foul on Hay.
Third foul for Leslie Hay.
That time another frustration foul. She's picking up some stupid fouls now. We mentioned if you're checking out the score, just a stupid foul there by Hay.
Frustration foul.
You might want to stay tuned later in the game because Kentucky State might not have a full complement of players left on the floor.
Jenny Newhart, a 67% free throw shooter, hits the first.
Pushes the lead now to 27. 28 as Newhart hits them both. Just over a minute left in the first half. IPFW Lindy Jones, 20 points in the first half. And IPFW in the bonus since the 11-minute mark, really capitalizing on the free throw line.
McDonald slapped on the wrist there.
That is only the third team foul for IPFW. Gates now with the ball, looking inside. Thomas, nice spin move, blocked away that time. Newhart with a block.
Nice inside defensive positioning there. Really nowhere for her to go with that shot. Three on the way.
Gates loads up the three, hits the bottom of the rim, pulled out of there by McDonald. Token pressure ahead now to Hogan. Pulled back, thought about shooting it. Taken out of there. This is Johnson now down to Arby. Double pump. Gets her own board. The putback doesn't go. Hogan pulls out the board.
And the Lady Dons come away with the ball. A game like this is a good opportunity for Kim McDonald to see some extended playing time.
She came in just averaging less than a minute per contest of playing time. This time McDonald stops, pops, doesn't go. Rebound taken away by Conley off the glass, doesn't get it. Newhart puts it in. And that's going to do it for the first half. 50-20 IPFW, led by the 20 first half points of Lindy Jones.
As Marv Albert would say, Lindy Jones was on fire tonight.
Yes, he would say it exactly like that, Steve.
Well, he'd say it more like on fire, but a great performance by Lindy Jones in the first half, both offensively and defensively. She's really got her shot to fall.
Okay, we're going to take a break right now and try and have some first half stats for you when we come back. Right after these messages and an extended timeout.
How does it all work? From the smallest particle to the largest galaxy. What keeps it all going? Find out on The Mechanical Universe, a remarkable series that presents the latest in computer animation and video demonstrations. It's a fascinating introduction to the world of physics, hosted by Dr. David Goodstein of the California Institute of Technology. Discover The Mechanical Universe for yourself.
How to Move America takes a look at the major...
Die Welt verändert sich sehr schnell.
Изменения здесь достигнут весь мир.
世界が変わるんなら我々もそれに合わせていろんな方法を考えなくてはいけません。
De plus en plus, nous deviendrons tous partie d'une communauté internationale.
Todo el mundo tendrá una oportunidad para formar parte de este cambio.
If there is a common language in the world today, that language would be change. Sometimes evident, sometimes hidden, it is nonetheless constant. And when viewed through the eyes of the world, this change can be wide, sweeping, immediate, and profound. Yet when viewed through a different set of eyes, through the eyes of a child, this change can be personal and at times bewildering. Consider a child from another land whose family has come to Indiana, brought by an international company or organization to America's heartland. For this child, a changing world is felt at a personal level, a level of new language, atmosphere, customs, and new friends. There are more and more children like this one throughout the communities of Indiana. And part of the promise of the years ahead is that there will be many more. The coming international era, it has been called an era in which local economies, institutions, and industries around the world merge and interrelate to an extent far greater than ever before. It will be an era when Indiana's place in the world may depend upon the ability to remain open to the world around us and adjust our ways of thinking and acting. Recently, a group of citizens from around the state, representing many walks of life, came together to form the International Issues Task Force. A group formed with the purpose of determining and enhancing Indiana's ability to thrive in an increasingly international environment and prepare recommendations for the future. In part, the task force considered issues related to the Indiana business community, but their scope extended much further. Because at the heart of all changes are people. And closest to people are basic human issues. Issues that directly affect our ability to work and participate in an increasingly international atmosphere. With this in mind, the task force identified 4 primary areas of investigation. An international school, international service organizations and communications, international transportation, and international education. Each topic was studied by a separate committee, with ongoing staff support and administration provided by the Indiana Humanities Council. The intent of each committee was to determine how to best prepare the people of Indiana to become more valuable and productive citizens of the world community. The International School Committee investigated the feasibility of establishing an international school in Indiana. A school which would serve the needs of Indiana children by creating the opportunity to learn in a unique, world-class educational environment. A school which would also serve the needs of the children of foreign business people, students, educators, researchers, and other visitors to Indiana. As the business of many Indiana companies becomes increasingly global, the need for an international school becomes ever greater. Because at the center of the needs of any family is the education of the children. Another task force committee investigated the statewide delivery of international services and information. Indiana is home to many different international service organizations. Yet a study commissioned by the Lilly Endowment revealed a need for these organizations to work more closely together. The task force committee investigated the needs of international employees and their families, foreign students, researchers, and the professional spouses of international executives to determine if services were readily available to international families. For example, foreign families often need special assistance in adapting to their new environment, obtaining driving licenses, learning where and how to meet American friends as well as other foreigners, and generally learning about a new culture. The committee also investigated ways to raise the consciousness of the people of Indiana by providing opportunities for exposure to international cultures through these service organizations. The committee then explored ways to best coordinate, fund, and deliver these needed services to international families as well as Indiana citizens. Central to Indiana's ability to be a vital part of a changing world is transportation. And a task force committee was formed to investigate the possibilities for increasing direct air transportation from Indianapolis International Airport to overseas cities and markets. Many Indiana companies, as well as international business people and visitors living in Indiana, currently need direct air service overseas. The committee not only studied this issue, it developed a strategy for pursuing greater levels of service. International transportation, an important way to more directly link Indiana with the world. The mission of the first three committees was investigating ways to make Indiana even more hospitable to foreign visitors, executives, employees, and families. The fourth committee investigated ways of preparing the youth of Indiana for the international era by studying the present educational system. The committee evaluated the teaching of world geography and culture, world history, foreign literature, and foreign language in an effort to assure that Indiana students are provided with the knowledge and the skills to succeed in the international era. In many ways, the intent of the task force has been to provide a cornerstone from which the state can begin to build and prepare for the future. A future that is rapidly approaching for businesses, for organizations, for families, and for all of us. It is up to us to shape our place in the international era by learning the language of the world, the language of change. The International Issues Task Force has provided an important first step for the people of Indiana, a step toward becoming citizens of the world and making countrymen of all humankind.
Jobs, it's top priority with many Hoosiers today. Good jobs with good futures. That's what Ivy Tech in Fort Wayne specializes in, training good people for good jobs. The skilled jobs Indiana's future needs.
Ivy Tech, what Indiana needs to grow. Call for enrollment information.
There is a need in your own hometown. Please join your local chapter.
For over 2 millennia, Western society has generated a rich visual tradition of painting, sculpture, and architecture. What do these images mean? How can we understand them? Art of the Western world will take you on an exciting journey that will suggest answers to these and other questions. Beginning in ancient Greece and ending on the brink of the future, it will examine many of mankind's most enduring artistic achievements.
Carol.
Tom.
Some people still don't realize how space technology benefits everyone.
Well, you've played a detective. Why don't you give him a clue and I'll be your helper?
Okay, partner. Look at this.
Without warning, hurricanes can take a huge toll in lives and property.
But with space satellites, we now have ample warnings.
And thousands of lives have been saved.
Hey, Carol, we're a great team.
We're a great item.
Space technology.
This is what's in it for you.
Mental illness. We fear it. We laugh at it. We scorn it. We think it's shameful. But these are misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that will fade away if we see mental illness for what it really is. A medical disease. A disease that can be treated if you just know where to turn. For an informative booklet, call the American Mental Health Fund.
Back at the Hilliard Gates Sports Center, second half action. This is Kentucky State versus IPFW. IPFW strong first half effort by Lindy Jones, 20 points, 9 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. And Steve, any way you look at the stats, Kentucky State is coming out the loser, 17-8. The turnover column, Kentucky State wins that one, 31% to 58% from the field, and 13 rebounds to 24 rebounds for IPFW.
That's pretty much the case. They came in as a team that turned the ball over more than their opposition did, was out-rebounded by their opposition, and shot the ball not as well as their opposition did, and that's helped form tonight for the 2-10 Thoroughbreds. In fact, they've only hit 9 buckets out of 29 attempts, and many of those 29 weren't exactly pretty-looking shots. No, it's a young team.
Yeah, and not exactly out of a patented offense. It was one shot off maybe one pass, if even that. So let's run down the scoring stats for you. First, IPFW, Dawn Dressler, 4 points. Kim Recker, 2 points. Kim Recker comes into the game averaging 13. Michelle Conley has 8. Amy Perkins has 7 points. Mentioned before, Lindy Jones, 20 points. And Jenny Newhard with 8 points. Amy Hogan with 1 point. There you get a good look at Kentucky State coach Bruce Sams. His team was led by sophomore center Leslie Gates with 9. Maury Arvey had a 3-pointer. She totaled 7 points, and just 2 other players in the scoring column. Leslie Hay, 1 of 6 from the field, had 2. And Angela Johnson also had 2 points.
Leslie Hay pretty much runs their offense, and she's the only player on the court in any kind of foul trouble. She's got 3, as we see the scores on the board there.
And just about a minute away from second half action. Following this contest will be a really good men's game. IPFW 11-2 against Kentucky State 10-4. There you see the halftime stats.
Lady Don's not putting up any threes, as they've only attempted 31 for the season and hit 7. So the 3-point shot not a factor tonight. And the free throw is a big factor. as the Lady Dons have hit 14 of 19, where the Thoroughbreds have been to the line twice and hit one.
Well, IPFW was in the bonus the last 11 minutes of the first half. I mentioned before, foul trouble going to be a problem for Kentucky State, as they really only have 6 players playing for them. One player has not entered the contest. That is number 25, Beverly Smith. She's a guard, a 5'6" senior. She has not been in tonight at all. So we're getting ready to go here, 50-20. IPFW seeing if they can break the 100-point barrier. First time this season. Scored 98 against Hillsdale, the second game of the season.
Lady Dons sent out their original starting 5 of Perkins, Dressler, Lindy Jones, Recker, and Michelle Conley.
It's Dressler to inbound. It's to Perkins, and the second half underway now. Dressler back to Jones. Now Perkins.
Kentucky State a little more aggressive on defense to start the second half.
Kicked out of bounds by Cassandra Thomas of Kentucky State. IPFW inbounds, 18 on the shot clock.
They're playing man-to-man.
Dressler in the paint. Gets it to fall. She has 6 now. And that is the biggest lead of the contest at 32. Gates out top, knocked away by Conley. IPFW been in a man defense most of the night. Inside, bad pass by Thomas.
Well, Dawn was open.
Another turnover, the 18th of the game for Kentucky State. Jones now. Over to Perkins, baseline, shut off.
And Hayes is hurt.
Leslie Hay went down before. She has a bad right leg, has both legs wrapped. Now limping in pain. It's an official's timeout.
I'm not sure what the problem is. They're looking at the clock.
There's 21 seconds on the shot clock. It is 52-20. Let's break in the action. The officials for tonight's contest are Kent Smith and then Christoffel. Christoffel now explaining the situation. We're not sure of what's going on yet. With
well, they've reset the clock. It was at 18:55. Now it shows 19:05.
All right, we're set for action again. Still 18 on the shot clock for IPFW. Perkins to inbound. Just gets it in to Recker. Now Jones driving. Picks right up where she left off.
22.
Going to be a career night for Lindy Jones. 22 now. 54-20. IPFW building on the biggest lead of the game. Jones comes out of there with a rebound.
Starts the break and pulls it out. I thought for a minute she was going to finish the break too, after getting the rebound.
Jones has 6 rebounds to go with 22 points. Jones ball fake, stripped away by Thomas. Now Johnson on the break. Throws it back to Thomas, gets away with a walk and throws it away.
For Dressler, her 8th point of the night. And it's a 36-point lead.
Dressler knocks the ball away. It is off Dressler. Still Kentucky State ball, 19 on the clock. Again, I don't think the clock has dipped down below 10 seconds tonight. Both teams finding at least what they believe is a decent shot very early on. That time Thomas does get the roll. Drops it. First 2 points for Kentucky State in the period. First 2 for Cassandra Thomas. Now Perkins. Perkins finds Dressler. Kentucky State back in the 2-3 zone. Jones inside to Conley to Dressler. Good ball movement. Dressler misses. Pulled out of there by Perkins. That time Gates picks up a foul, bumping Perkins with her hip. That is her third foul. Team first of the half. Jones now with the ball over to Perkins. Inside, good look. Oh, missed by Wrecker. Follow goes.
Her 4th point of the night.
Puts it back up to 36, 58-22, just 3 minutes into the second half. Gates with a long miss, pulled out of there by Wrecker. Perkins now over to Jones. Trapped by Kentucky State.
Bad pass there.
Dressler in bounds to Wrecker. Now Perkins. 12 on the clock. Jones just on the line. That's a 2-pointer.
Jones continues to be on fire tonight.
60-22. Jones 24 points. 11 of 14 shooting. That time nice move inside. Maury Arby.
It's her 9th point.
Kentucky State showing a little half-court pressure, trapping at the timeline. That time pulled out of there by Maury Arby. See if Kentucky State can score back-to-back baskets here. Time into Gates. She's open. Knocked away by Jones, picked up by Dressler. Now Jones that time got a little quick with the feet there. And that's the 10th turnover for IPFW. (60-24) up with the shot quickly. Leslie Hay. She has 4.
Hayes hurt herself again, limping down court.
Now Jones with the ball.
Whoop.
That time got in the air. Didn't have any idea what she was going to do to the ball. Calmly cut to the basket, and now the 11th turnover, 2nd consecutive for Jones. It's the only thing she's really done wrong tonight.
Hogan in for Dressler. Hayes continues to play through whatever leg injury she has, whether it's an ankle turn or a hamstring type pull.
Still Kentucky State ball, 12 on the shot clock. Just 5 minutes into the second half. It was 50-20. The end of one. We're going to have a timeout here. I believe IVFW took that timeout. Jenny Newhart will be in the contest for Kim Wrecker when we come back to action.
Lindy Jones tonight with 24 points. Kim Wrecker with 4, Michelle Conley with 8, Dawn Dressler with 8, Perkins with 7, Jenny Newhart with 8 points tonight.
I'm trying to get someone right now to check on see what the actual scoring record is for IPFW women individually. We know that Jones' game high was in her first game, career high of 27 against Taylor. So she is well on her way. That's a safe bet. She's going to break that mark.
And Lisa Miller has the record for the Lady Dons with 40, which she achieved last year versus IUP of Indianapolis.
Lisa Miller is now an assistant coach on the bench. And with Lindy Jones being a freshman, safe to say she's going to get plenty of opportunities. First shot at that game high of 40 points. Lisa Miller, the all-time leading scorer here at IPFW. Jones takes a seat on the bench. Newhart is in. Amy Hogan in. Dawn Dressler, Michelle Conley, and Perkins rounding out the lineup. 3 on the way. Misses. Gates pulls down the board, and a foul on Newhart. Jenny Newhart has 2 of IPFW's 4 fouls. That's only the first team foul in the second half, though. Both teams only 1 foul after the break. Now, Hay.
Another foul.
Well, 2 fouls, going to reset the shot clock now at 30. Johnson to inbounds, gets it inside. That's Hay with a miss. Gets her own board in the putback, 60-28.
Hay with her 6th point of the night.
Perkins quickly ahead. Conley behind the defense for the easy lay-in.
And that was easy. The defense just never got back to do anything about that shot.
Conley has 10, getting set to check in is Lindy Jones. Check in at the next stoppage of action. Inside now, Hay can't control it. Another turnover. It's Kentucky State's 20th turnover.
Dressler comes out for the Lady Dons.
62-28. The only drama left in this one is if Lindy Jones will get a school record 41 points or more. And if IPFW will break the 100-point barrier. Here's Jones out on top. Swings inside, double pump, falls. She's not missing tonight. 12 of 15 from the field. 26 points for Jones.
Lindy's going off my score sheet. Thoroughbreds looking to take the outside shot a little more now. I think when you're down by 30-some points, you sort of run out of your normal offense.
Another turnover. Lindy Jones converts. 28, 8 in the second half. Now 66-28, 13 minutes remaining. That time Jones gets another hand on it. Whacked that time by Johnson, but gets away, pulls out the board, feeds Conley a little too long for save, but no one there. Jones went down at half court with Moriarty. Both players back up.
A 28th point by Lindy is her career high for her freshman season, having opened the season with a 27-point effort. Now she's got 28.
This is Hay. Crossover dribble by Jones. Now out to Thomas. Inside, got away with a walk. Arby did, gets the bucket and the foul. Newhart picks up her 3rd foul.
It's 11 for Arby, and she did have a little skip jump through there that went undetected. Newhart comes out. Kim Recker comes back in. This could cut the lead to 35 points.
Doesn't get it to go. Gates in there that time and has a chance to cut it to 34 with a 1-1.
Gates, the leading scorer for the Thoroughbreds, has 9. She averages about 10.6 a game. As the Thoroughbreds are a young, struggling team at this point.
They're going to take a lot of lumps and bruises right now. All freshmen and sophomores on the floor for Kentucky State. Haven't been in the league very long. This is only their 4th year. Gates gets the second to fall. It's now a 35-point ball game. Jones now outside, driving inside, gives it up unselfishly. Connolly can't control. Recker misses. Connolly comes down with a board, can't get it over the rim. Cleared now by Kentucky State. Hay with a long bomb, and it falls. 66-32, and perhaps if they get the lead under 30, Steve, here we might have a
surprise.
All right, you saved me on that one. 12 minutes remaining. That time Recker fouled underneath. That's the 4th foul on Gates, and that's a big one. Again, these players really have to be careful here. You see Gates inside.
Scudder on the wrist.
Official heard some flesh being slapped there.
Recker with 4 on the night. Kind of a quiet night for her. Her first free toss.
Thomas coming in for Gates. Mentioned earlier, Kentucky State does have some players in foul trouble. Gates with 4. I believe Hay has 4, or at least 3. Get a check on that.
I have her for 2, but I may have missed one.
Hay misses now, pulled out of there by Perkins. Now over to Jones. Conley driving baseline, feeds Hogan. That time a blocking foul called on Johnson.
She picks up her 3rd.
One thing I noticed about Lindy Jones here, you see the drive there, the blocking foul called. And Conley just with a quick first step was around her, and Johnson with a hip. One thing I've noticed about Jones, though, is she's giving the ball up. She normally touches the ball every trip down the floor, but she is not forcing it. That time inside Conley.
Yeah, her shots have all come within the rhythm of the offense, and not it's not like she's just throwing the ball up whenever she gets it. Good point.
12 of 15 from the 4 for Jones. Conley's bucket pushes it back up to 36, and the 3 falls for Moriarty. Well, they come in averaging, throwing up about 13 3-pointers a game. Don't hit that many, hit less than 4 on average. This time Jones now down the lane, gets whacked, no call. Conley comes out of there with a board. Now Recker puts it back up, doesn't get it to fall. Hay fighting, does clear, has the numbers, 3 on 2, pulls up. Looks like Hay has found her stroke. 70-39 IPFW. This is a freshman, over to Perkins. Hogan now inside to Conley, doesn't get it to go. Rebound put back by Kim Recker.
Nice rebound basket by Recker. I thought she had more rebounds. She has 3 rebounds in the first half. She's laid some good screens down low and kept the ball from Gates, the leading scorer of the Thoroughbreds,
Well, not
half.
many opportunities for her to rebound with the team shooting 58% on the 19 attempts at the foul line. Time kicked out of bounds by Kentucky State.
Dressler's going to come in now.
IPFW's ball. Don Dressler is coming in. Amy Hogan have a seat on the bench. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the second half. 72-39 IPFW. Just joining us, it was 50-20 at halftime. Lindy Jones has added 8 more points on to a 20-point first half.
30.
Make that 30 now.
Her shot has been so on tonight. As soon as she's let them go, you know they're going in.
That time the drive by Valerie West.
Her first bucket.
That time a bump on the hip. Sandra Thomas called with a hip check. I believe that is her third.
Second foul. Gates is back in with her 4 fouls for the Thoroughbred.
It's the 4th team foul on Kentucky State. IPFW also has 4. Jones inside, drives off the glass, 32. She's only missed 1 shot here in the second half. Leaves 6 of 7 and 9 of 12 in the first half with her. Rippenthik there has her 15 of 19 for the game. That might also be nearing a school record. Inside, Gates doesn't get it to fall, gets the rebound, put back, doesn't go. Cleared now, Jones brings it across. Now into forecourt, this setup offense. Down low, Conley, spin step, no one around her.
14 from Michelle. That's like the 3rd time that she's been absolutely alone underneath the basket in a situation like that. Timeout.
Kentucky State takes a timeout, trailing by 37, 78-41. Tune in to Channel 6 next Friday evening at 8 p.m. And this is going to be a good one. Long Beach State University, the 49ers, take on the IPFW Volleydons. Get you all the action here on IPFW Volleyball, Channel 6. And we might want to mention the guy by the name of Hilliard. Might be a familiar name. I can't recall his first name right now, but he played for the United States Olympic team. He's a bomber coming out of right across from the setter. He's a big gun for him, and he's one of the top players in the nation. IPFW ranked early on 5th and 7th. I believe Long Beach State was 7th in one of the other polls, and slightly ahead of IPFW in Volleyball Monthly's poll. So that's going to be a great contest. It's all part of a weekend here where Penn State comes in also. IPFW will get them on Saturday. Penn State ranked 10th in the polls. It's good volleyball action. You might want to get out here early. I understand they had a pretty good sized crowd out here last night. And against Ball State, they drew 2,300 fans. So that's next Friday and Saturday. If you can't make it out here, you can catch it on Channel 6. Right now, Lindy Jones working on career best, just adding to it, 32 right now. And Kentucky State trying to keep the score respectable. Scored 21 points here in the second half, keeping up with IPFW, but it's just too much inexperience for Kentucky State to contend with out here right now. And not enough players. This is West out top. Over to Johnson. Man-to-man defense. IPFW has used it the entire night. Gates, 4 fouls over to West. Loads up the 3. The left-hander doesn't get to fall. Moriarty with a foul for Kentucky State. That's the 5th team foul. That is only her 2nd foul.
Wrestler to inbound, like a little
half half-court trapping press by Kentucky State. West kicks the ball out of bounds. Only took 3 seconds off the clock. At this point, you know, I've always wondered if players are aware of how many points they've scored, or if they know how many shots they've missed, or what point they, or if they just know that they're hot, they're on, and the other players want to get them the ball.
I don't know, though. Jones looks like she knows how many she has.
As you mentioned earlier, see that time inside.
Ball goes over to
charge with thoroughbreds. Called on Michelle Conley. That is her second foul, team 5th. Mentioned earlier, Jones 15 of 19 from the field. She's had quite a few layups. She actually missed a layup in that. That mark out of bounds on the end line there. It's Moriarty turnover again for Kentucky State. They had 17 in the first half, but quieted down a little bit. Only 6 in the second. Now Dressler brings the ball over half court. Now off to Perkins. Jones 15-footer.
34.
14 in the second half. She keeps building on that career best. 7 minutes remaining. Moriarty misses. 3 rebounded out by Perkins. Looking ahead. Has the wings open. Tried to thread to inside to Conley. Conley is still on the floor in the paint. No call. Now outside to Conley. She bombs away. Misses. Pulled down by Dressler. Gets it to fall.
Nice putback by Dressler for her 10th point. Everything seems to be falling the Lady Dons' way tonight.
82-41, doubling up the score. IPFW out in front now. Kentucky State, to their credit, keeps working at it. Moriarty with another bucket. She's the leading scorer.
16 for her.
Jones now out top to Perkins. Inside, that's Recker. Nice move off the glass.
I just noticed on for the thoroughbreds, Moriarty on the program sheet, she's just listed with her number, no information about her class or where she's from, and this is apparently her first ball game because she's not in the official stats for the thoroughbreds either.
Perhaps she had just
they picked her up on the bus on the way up, maybe.
That could be. I was going to suggest that. I was thinking perhaps she just became eligible.
Yeah, more than likely.
If they picked her off the interstate, that was a good pickup indeed. She's leading the team with 16 points. Coming out of the contest now,
Michelle Conley.
Amy Perkins at the line. Valerie West picked up her 3rd foul, team 6th. Perkins 6 of 8, first half from the free throw strike. Or 7 of 9 rather.
All her points have come from the line tonight.
It's her first attempt and her second in the second half for 2 and 9 points. Pushes the lead up now to 86-43. Lindy Jones has a seat with 5:34 remaining. She leaves with 34 points.
And Lisa Miller probably hoping that she stays there to keep her record secure.
Well, Miller is sitting right next to Jones. I think it's going to be just a quick rest, though, for Lindy. She probably will see a little more playing time. Gates. That time of 3 by Gates. And the long jumpers that weren't falling for Kentucky State starting to fall in now. Perkins a little out of control, brings it back. Dressler loads. And hits. Both teams starting to find open shots and nailing them. 88-46.
Still have a chance for that century mark.
That time loading up quickly. Top of the backboard. That one was just a little more than off.
Donald comes in for Amy Perkins.
Rare chance for Amy Perkins to watch the game from a reclining position. mentioned earlier, she plays a lot. She's been averaging 39 minutes the past 6 games. That time, high arching shot by West doesn't go. Dressler pulls out the board. Over to McDonald. Just under 4.5 to go here.
Nice feed by McDonald.
Kentucky State players obviously winded. All 5 are lagging up behind the IPFW players into the forecourt now. See there, Lindy Jones, 16 field goals, only 2 free throws, and she was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Long 3 attempt this time, Moriarty.
19 now for a mystery player.
Or the interstate transfer, as Steve Brailsford likes to call her. Amy Hogan down to Newhart, baseline, rims no. Becker working for the ball. It's going to be Kentucky State.
First new player in the ball game for the Thoroughbreds, Beverly Smith, number 25.
She has not played the entire contest. Ebony Seat will be Valerie West. 90-49 is the score. 3.5 minutes to go. Outside, Moriarty again nails it.
22.
I'm not exactly sure. That's at least her 3rd 3 this half. McDonald now over to Dressler. Conley out on top. Good ball fake. Moriarty comes down to the board, though. This is Beverly Smith in the contest now. Hay puts up the board. Well, you could say it was a board, I guess, a pass, whatever you want to call it.
Didn't quite get all that shot.
Jenny Newhart picks up the foul. That is her 4th foul. IPFW going to take a timeout right now, leading 90-52. We're going to take a break and be right back after these messages.
Catch all the action of top-ranked men's volleyball this weekend at IPFW. Tickets available at all Ticketmaster locations or call 481-6643.
Back at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center, just about to wrap this one up, put it in the books. 90-52, IPFW with the lead, 2:47 to go. Lindy Jones, obviously the star of the game, 34 points on 15 of 19 shooting from the field, 2 of 4 from the foul line. She's been out since the 5-minute mark.
Actually, she set a IPFW record with her 16th field goal, that last one she got before she went out.
Sort of a classy move by Elaine Kleinfelter to hold Jones out. The contest now not in doubt. Wasn't really in doubt for the first 10 minutes of the contest. Jones will have a seat on the bench. Kentucky State has shown well in the second half, 32 points to the 40 for IPFW. Moriarty has 22, is that right, Steve?
Yeah.
Second half.
3 threes is among her total there.
After 7 points in the first half.
And she looks like a player who could help the Thoroughbreds down the line. I don't know what class she's in, but she's obviously got some offensive skills that were lacking for them in the first part of the season.
On the line, that is Angela Johnson hitting both free throws for Kentucky State. McDonald now over half court, pulls up, puts it off the glass, and good. McDonald's first 2 points of the game.
Good defense by Recker down in the corner there. Smith is in real trouble, but does dribble it off Kim Recker's foot.
Inside, pulled away by Newhart. Just over 2 minutes left. Breaks a triple team behind the back by McDonald over half court now. Pulls it up. Dressler inside. Foul. Johnson picks up the foul. Dressler going to the line for 2 shots.
2 shots, ladies.
8 points away from the 100-point mark. The only mystery or the excitement left in tonight's first game.
Dressler hits the first, 93-54. 13
gone.
2 minutes remaining. Don Dressler out of Fort Wayne Elmhurst, the junior. Gets the second, 94-54. 40-point lead for IPFW. Been hanging around that 40-point mark almost the entire second half. This is Hay off the dribble. Newhart pulls down the board. Over to Hogan now. McDonald forcing the issue. Inside pass, a little too tough for Newhart to handle. Kick that time by Moriarty. Mallory West now in the contest for Beverly Smith. This is Hogan for a 3. That's her 4th straight game she has hit a 3-pointer. 97-54. We're making a little fun of that stat a couple games ago where she hit 3-pointers back to back, but now she's hit them 4 straight, and I think she only attempted one the last game also. IPFW not a normally a 3-point shooting team. You see Dressler picking up the foul. It's her first foul, team 7th. It is a 1-and-1.
First 1-and-1 of the night for the Thoroughbreds.
Hay misses, pulled out of there by McDonald. 97-54.
Loses it.
Stolen by Hay. Minute 10 remaining now. Dressler works the ball up court. And she is not going to take over Amy Perkins' job too quickly, running the point there. Called for the travel. Well, just in about 24 minutes, the IPFW men at 11-2 will take on Kentucky State at 10-4. Arvey hits again.
24.
17 in the second half. We understand a name from the past. Out of retirement tonight, Doc Leonard will be calling the game along with Charlie Washington. So if you remember Mr. Leonard, you might want to tune in.
Bonus.
Called the first IPFW game 10 years ago. Kim McDonald on the line, has 2 this evening, misses the front end here. Recker comes out of there with a board, partially blocked by Gates. Dressler with a putback. 99-58, the highest total IPFW has scored this year. 30 seconds left, a chance to break 100. Arvey loads up the 3. On line, but short. Double team Newhart, stolen away by Hay. Gives back to Arvey. Inside, wild shot doesn't go. Rebounded by Newhart. Over to McDonald, 10 seconds remaining. The crowd wants 100. McDonald with a turnover, though. 8 seconds to go. They're probably not going to get the 100.
Going to be denied.
But it is a win for IPFW. They go to 3-4 in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. 6-10 overall. Kentucky State falls to 2-10 and 0-8 in the conference. Here's West. Arvey now going to add to her total possibly. That's it. The game is over. 99-58. IPFW wins. Of course, the player of the game has to be Lindy Jones. 15 of 19 from the field. 34 points. 20 in the first half. Career high for her.
You can also mention Kim Recker added 12. Michelle Conley 14. Dawn Dressler 16. Amy Perkins 9 free throws for 9 points. Amy Hogan had a 3 and 4 points total. Jenny Newhart added 8 points. Kim McDonald got a bucket. I think that's her first basket of the year. And as we mentioned, Maury Arby 24 for Kentucky State. Leslie Gates had 13. Angela Johnson 4. Leslie Hay had 13 points. With Cassandra Thomas and Valerie Rest each adding a bucket here or there.
Okay, we're going to take a timeout now and see if we can talk to Lindy Jones a little bit about her career effort tonight. We'll be back after these brief messages.
For over 40 years, the primary responsibility for shaping America's economic policies rested with the Office of the President. To learn how these decisions are made and how they affect you, enroll in the Economics USA telecourse. It's an education for life.
A lot of my friends have already retired. But I wasn't ready for that. So I'm still teaching. This time in Belize, Central America. I decided to join the Peace Corps. I love my kids. And the way I figure it, I have the rest of my life to play cards.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
My hero? Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Costner, Mr. Wong.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
My hero? Mrs. Wooten. If I don't get through to that child, who knows, maybe no one else will.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. Find out how by calling 1-800-45-TEACH. Be a teacher. Be a hero.
What comes to your mind when you think about mathematics? Clowns, street sweepers, the Red Sox, robots, the weather, earthquakes, Disney World, pineapples, conventions, parking tickets, fishing? If these practical applications of contemporary mathematics didn't make your list, you should watch public television's math series For All Practical Purposes.
You made it! Hey, I couldn't have gotten through physics without you.
Yeah, well, you're on your own at college.
It's not fair.
That's all right. I'm gonna get a job, you know. I'm gonna start working, I'm gonna save, and I'll be in college in another year or two.
Mike. So, what do you have planned, Mike?
I think I'm gonna go home and make a sandwich. Okay.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to win.
Always up there.
We at IPFW are pleased to be able to bring you cable casts of NCAA athletic competition. We hope you've enjoyed the show and the excitement of intercollegiate sports from IPFW. To provide such programs, we need your support. With the help of many volunteers, we're able to produce these programs at a relatively low cost. Your contribution will help defray the production costs not covered by the Channel 6 budget. The College Cable Access Center invites you to invest in quality college programming by sending your contribution to the College Cable Access Center at IPFW, 2101 Coliseum Boulevard East, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. 1499, the zip code. And please make a check out to the Indiana-Purdue Foundation at Fort Wayne and designated for College Cable Access Athletics. Now let's take it down to the floor as Paul has the Dandy Don player of the game.
Back down the floor here with the player of the game, Lindy Jones, 34 points, 15 of 19 shooting tonight, 20 in the first half. I was talking with Steve up there. I wondered, did you know how many points you had during the contest at all?
I had no idea. I just wanted to go out there and play hard.
Okay. very important tonight. IPFW picking up a good win. You lost a three-pointer to Bellarmine Thursday night. Anything you wanted to do specifically that the team wanted to do tonight against Kentucky State?
Well, they have a lot of three-point shooters, so we just wanted to contest their shots, not let them get the easy shots. So we just D'd up on them.
Okay. Another thing here, IPFW only brings in 8 players. How has the fatigue been hurting this team? You've lost 7 games by 5 points or less. How has the fatigue played into IPFW season thus far, and how will it affect the team later on this year?
I don't think it's going to affect us too much because we all just go out there and play as hard as we can and give it our best effort. So.
Okay. A great effort tonight by Lindy Jones, 34 points. She's a player of the game, a career high for her, and probably won't last very long. She's only a freshman. She's a good one. So we'll throw it back upstairs to Steve, and the men's game will be coming on in just about 15 minutes.
We'd like to take this time to thank the Channel 6 volunteer crew and the Learning Resource Center at IPFW for their contribution to the live production of our basketball game this evening. The telecast of this IPFW sporting event is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized copying, exhibition, retransmission, rebroadcast, or any other use of this event without the express written consent is strictly prohibited. Don't forget, we have the men's game coming up next. For Paul, this is Steve Brailsford at the Hilliard Gate Center. We'll be back with more basketball after these messages.